Hunting for shiny Pokemon can be one of the most fun and rewarding things you can do in Pokemon games. If not fun, one of the most time consuming and frustrating things you can do. But there's numerous methods you can use to really get the best odds of actually encountering shiny Pokemon in the wild or while breeding. There's the Masuda method while breeding, there's horde encounters, there's chain fishing, there's using the Dex nav, and there's also soft resetting in front of legendary Pokemon to try to encounter them shiny. Unfortunately, Game Freak have had a tendency to lock legendary Pokemon from ever being able to be encountered shiny due to them wanting to keep consistency with their models in, I don't know, in cutscenes. But due to the advent of Mirage spots featuring in these games and the Pokemon, the legendary Pokemon not actually appearing via a cutscene, we're able to encounter nearly every single legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as a shiny version. Unfortunately, Groudon, Kyogre, Deoxys and Rayquaza are all shiny locked because you encounter them via cutscenes, so that really sucks. But every other legendary Pokemon can be encountered shiny. Entei, Raikou, Suicune, Ho, Lugia, all the way to Landorus, they can be actually encountered shiny. And there's numerous things you can do to really get the odds in your favour and to make it so you receive the best competitively viable version of the legendary Pokemon possible, especially if you're trying to soft reset for it to get a shiny version. Now, the first thing you're really going to want to do is get the shiny charm by completing the National Pokedex and go talk to Professor Birch to actually obtain it. That probably didn't make sense. Just forget that. The shiny charm, I believe, quarters, just slashes the odds by 4 of actually encountering a shiny Pokemon out in the wild without using any multipliers like chain fishing. The odds go from 1 in 4096 to a very, very, very nice 1 in about 1024, give or take. That might be incorrect. That was just me trying to do the math, so that's probably incorrect. But it is about 1 in 1000, and that's really nice because that means you'll be able to encounter shiny Pokemon on a much better rate, I guess. So the shiny charm is pretty much essential if you don't want to be stuck there for days, for weeks, trying to soft reset for your legendary Pokemon. You also, if you are competitively, I don't know, minded, if you do like to battle competitively and you want your legendary Pokemon to have the best nature to go along with their 3 perfect IVs or more, you're going to want a Pokemon with the ability Synchronize and the nature that you want the legendary Pokemon to have at the very top of your party. So I've got an Adamant Gardevoir right here, which normally would be a terrible nature for Gardevoir, but due to it having Synchronized the ability, we have 50-50 odds of passing on the Adamant nature to the Ho we're going to be encountering. So that's really nice. You can catch routes on Route 102 and some of them will have Synchronize. You can breed the nature that you want it to have onto it at the daycare center. So yeah, definitely recommend it if you are competitively minded. Now, that's pretty much it for the preparation. The preparation is most definitely the easiest out of every method of shiny hunting there is, because there isn't much you need to do. Heck, you don't even really need to have a synchronizer at the very front of your party if you don't care about its nature. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Very easy preparation. However, this method is most probably the most time consuming method there is and requires a lot of willpower to actually encounter a shiny version of this Pokemon, of the legendary Pokemon. However, I don't know, I'd really like it if there are some success stories due to this video. Unfortunately, this video isn't going to be a success story in itself, because it would take way too long to actually encounter a shiny Ho. As I said, the odds are about 1 in 1024, so that really sucks. What you're going to want to do is save in front of the Mirage spot. It doesn't matter where you are, just save. It's really important. If the Mirage spot is located in the air and you have to reach it by soaring, so like with Landorus or with Dialga, Palkia and Giratina, unfortunately you're going to have to save on land, which really sucks and makes it a bit more time consuming. But if it's located here or on a Mirage Island such as Cresselia or Uxie, Mesprit and Atself, you'll be able to save right in front of the Mirage spot, which is really nice. Once you're saved, then you can begin soft resetting for your legendary Pokemon. Now, some of you guys have been asking me, oh, we've heard you use the term soft reset in videos before. What does it actually mean and how do you do it? And this is a very basic tutorial. Some of you guys might be wondering, what the heck? That's obvious. That's blatantly obvious. This is a basic tutorial, so yeah. I'm sorry if this isn't exactly entertaining to you guys. It's a tutorial. This Ho-Oh wasn't shiny, so we're going to want to soft reset. How you soft reset is by holding L, R, and then either select or start, or both if you just want to. So I'm going to hold L, R, and press select. And this soft resets our game. A soft reset makes it so we can just load up our save file and just load back up to in front of the Mirage spot, which is really nice. It's really handy. It means you don't have to turn your system off every time you want to reset because it wasn't a shiny Pokemon. So yeah, very simple. This is all the method requires. It's not difficult. It's definitely the easiest method out there to get shiny Pokemon, but it's definitely the most time consuming and the one that requires the most willpower and patience. So I'll soft reset once more and that'll be it. I'll show some pictures of success stories that have been featured on Reddit. I'm not going to rip anyone's video. I'm not going to show anyone's video in this video because that's just cheap, and on a monetized platform like YouTube that's a no-no. So I'm not going to show any videos of success stories. Unfortunately, I'm not a success story in myself. I'm getting muddled up on my words there, forgive me. I'm not a success story myself. I haven't encountered a shiny Pokemon this way yet, but as soon as I do, I will make a video on it because goddamn, I will be super excited about encountering a shiny Ho. So I'll feature some screenshots of actually encountering some shiny Pokemon now, and yeah, that'll be the video. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you found this helpful. It's a very easy method, so I kind of get the impression some of you guys will be like, oh, that we didn't need a tutorial on that. I'm just trying to showcase every shiny hunting method there is. So yeah, I do hope you found this useful. I do hope you've learned something. If you didn't, watch my next tutorial. Hopefully you'll learn something there. So thank you very much for watching. A like as always would be really, really appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.